And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm trying to recover from a sinus infection, hence why, well, I definitely was not tweeting at all today, for those that noticed. But anyway, um, I did have an opportunity to actually watch some of the kickoff before I blacked out, and I'm just gonna say what I saw before I blacked out was pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't a horrible match. It actually was pretty interesting. I have no idea who won though, because I just kind of blacked out and woke up when it was over. But other than that, I went back and watched it again, and honestly, wow. The match that I was looking forward to see all night definitely was the Hell in a Cell match between the Usos and the New Day. That was the match I was looking forward to seeing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it was great. It really was great. They have one of the best rivalries that I have seen to date. Actually, the best and the only tag team rivalry we've seen so far, at least on SmackDown. And it was great, man. I mean, I love aggressive Big E. If we can see more of aggressive Big E like he was in his heyday, then I'm fine. I'm all for it. And even if the New Day kept their titles, I would have been straight. I would have been okay if they kept it. But the Usos won, and that's the first title, the first titles that we actually see change hands to that night. And honestly, the Usos are the most aggressive heels I have seen them be in a while. So, I mean, I'm fine with it, man. I like aggressive Usos because it makes their title reign more interesting than they were as baby faces. Because their babyface reign was boring. It was 100% boring. So I'm liking aggressive Usos, and I'm fine with them winning. I really am. But I'm gonna go into the worst match of the night first. Besides that being the best, and that was the best match of the night. Let's go into the worst. The worst was the WWE Championship match. That was one of the worst matches of the night. I'm sorry, it was in comparison. And it's all because Jinder and Shinsuke just can't mesh in the ring. I don't understand why. Jinder is way too slow and clunky, and then you got the fast paced striking kicks, swift kicks of Shinsuke Nakamura. And it just doesn't work. For some reason, them going one on one just does not work. It doesn't. I wish it would, because Jinder pretty much did this whole body overhaul to make himself look like an intimidating heel. The only problem is he just can't bring his A game in the ring, and I would love for him to actually do that more. So he can be a very intimidating heel champion, but I don't see that much from him. And unfortunately, it doesn't make Shinsuke look good at all. So even if you have matches, and if your guy loses, as long as your guy loses in the best way possible, then he hasn't really lost. But unfortunately, Shinsuke looks like a loser in every match he's been in. He does not look good. He looks mediocre. And there's more to Shinsuke Nakamura than just him being the artist, which I hate that word. I hate that term. I really wish they went back to the King of Strong style. I really wish they did. But it's New Japan. They gotta be there. It's gotta be WWE stamped in approval. But other than that, man, that was one of the worst matches of the night. Now I'm going to go into the sleeper hit of the night, and that definitely was a triple threat match for the U.S. title. Number one, I didn't even expect it to be a triple threat until you had Ty Dillinger talking to Daniel Bryan to actually be in this match. And it's funny how, and AJ Styles kind of mentioned it. It's like he was getting on Baron Corbin from taking shortcuts. Ty took a shortcut by getting him in that match that night. So, yeah, they both took shortcuts. And at the very end, you got Baron Corbin that took another shortcut by literally, after the phenomenal forearm to Ty Dillinger, he ends up kicking AJ Styles out the ring to pin him for the win. So he took a shortcut in order to get the belt. So, yeah. There you go right there. Shortcuts do work. I mean, look, you guys know how I feel about Baron Corbin. I don't like the guy. I've never been fond of the guy. I'm still not. And I think that he's had every opportunity given to him to where it's been squandered. I'm just going to say that. But I will say this. He took a shortcut, took a way out, just like a heel. There you go. Hopefully he won't make that title look terrible. And in my opinion, since he already touched it, it's already tainted. That's just me. I really don't like Baron Corbin. But let's go on from there. Now, the match that is actually the last pay-per-view of Dolph Ziggler's career was his match versus Bobby Roode, which I was hoping that it was going to be a very good one. I really hoped it would be. And it was pretty decent. I kind of felt that because what Dolph does is that Dolph makes himself look good and makes you look good in the ring as well. And even though it felt a little off to me, it wasn't a horrible match. It actually was pretty decent. But it's a shame that it's the last match of his career because he's not coming back. I mean, he's not coming back after this month. So you would think it would be like balls to the wall, going all out, make me look good kind of match. Even though I'm going to put you over, I want to look good doing it. It just didn't seem like it reached that point. And it's a shame that that's his last WWE match ever and he's gone out with a whimper. I mean, that's not Dolph's style. But, hey, that's his last match that he's ever going to be in. And after that, he's done. No more pay-per-views. This is his last one. So, I wish him well. But yeah, Bobby Roode won. But that match should have been better, and it just wasn't. Not to me. Alright, let's talk about another match that was not disappointing, but pissed me off more. But it was also to be expected because this guy's a dick. And I'm talking about Randy Orton. Randy Orton versus Rusev. We all knew that Randy Orton was not going to put him over. We just knew because Randy Orton don't put people over unless you pay him. They probably didn't pay him any money, so he wasn't going to put anybody over, and he didn't put Rusev over. But I will say this. I'm happy that it wasn't a 10-second match. I'm happy that it wasn't, because that would have humiliated him. But I'm really not sure if he's going to recover from this. If he was able to beat a legend, then it would have been better. But the only problem is that even though that Rusev kind of looked like he was able to counter everything that Randy Orton threw at him, which is true, the thing is, it just didn't seem like it was well balanced. It seemed like it was more in Randy's favor than Rusev's favor. Even though Rusev tried to fight back, and he did, it just seemed like that Randy still had the upper hand. And as much as I would love to say that even though Rusev lost, he still looked good doing it, Rusev fought hard, and it showed that he fought hard. But unfortunately, I'm not sure what this is going to do to his career. I hope he doesn't give up. I hope he doesn't give up being in WWE and leaves, even though he has every right to. But I can't say that his career will recover from this match. I don't know. It's just kind of like up in the air. It really is. It wasn't a horrible match. It actually wasn't a 10-second match, which makes me happy. But the fact is, it just seems like that it should have been better. It should have been a little bit longer. It should have been more hard-hitting. And it should have made themselves, both of them, look good. But it's Randall Keith Orton. Do you really think that he puts anybody over and makes anyone else look good? No, he doesn't. That's just who he is. He's a dick. So, unfortunately, Randy won, and I don't know where they're going to go from here with Rusev. I hope they go further with him, because he really is the future. At least he should be, but it's Randy. You know, he's a dick. Again. But other than that, man, let's just talk about the main event. Now, the big elephant in the room is definitely Sami Zayn. Why is he involved in this? I have zero idea. Because, and I've said this multiple times on Twitter about certain characters. Zayn reminds me of the ex that doesn't get the hint. For some strange reason, he knows that ex is bad for him. He knows that, I mean, he's like, you know, it's like the ex that knows that this guy or this girl is bad for me, but for some reason I can't get them out of my mind. That's the same thing with Sami Zayn. He looks like the ex that doesn't go away. And with everything that Kevin Owens has done to him and showed him how much he does not care, he actually came out and saved him from that match. Not to mention that for some reason, I don't know why Shane keeps doing that 20-foot drop that does not work. They're going to roll away. They always roll away. But other than that, that 10-foot splash that he made on the that Kevin Owens had on the announce table should have been the closer. And other than that, for some reason, the ref kind of counted the leg on the rope, but it shouldn't have mattered because it was a no DQ match. It was a false count anywhere match, so that shouldn't have counted at all. But for some reason, it did. And I think Corey Graves kind of wanted to correct the whole thing. It's like, I guess a lot of emotions are flying because the referee forgot it was no DQ. And I'm like, yeah, that match should not have extended out as far as it should have been. And I wouldn't be surprised if Shane was pissed. I really wouldn't. Because I really wanted this to end. I wanted it to be closed. I wanted Kevin Owens to go on with his life. I wanted Shane to go on with his life. But I really don't know where it's going to go from here. Shane may not be involved in another feud. And it doesn't really make any sense for him to be involved with Sami Zayn. It don't. Not at all. But I have no idea where it's going to go for Sami Zayn. Even though Sami Zayn didn't have a match. Who knows? He might have gone heel. Or maybe he was just like, I care about my friend. I don't want my friend to get hurt. I don't know why, because your friend can care less about you. I'm just saying. So the ending made no sense to me storyline wise, but the match itself was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I cannot deny that. It definitely was a match of the night. We got two, and they were both Hell in a Cell matches, man. But hey, my overall thoughts is this: this was a Hell in a Cell pay per view, and it felt like a Hell in a Cell pay per view. Sure, we had one disappointment. Actually, we had two. Two disappointments. One definitely being the women's title. And the women's title should have changed hands. But it didn't. And we're going to see this extend on. Probably because they're trying to out-top TLC. Which is going to have Asuka make her debut. So they're trying to actually have something extended out for the next pay-per-view. But other than that, those are the only two disappointing matches. The WWE title match and the women's title match. The only two. Other than that, everything else was decent. So it felt like a Hell in a Cell to me. I got no beef with it at all. Even though the ending didn't make any sense, but the matches themselves were amazing. I can't deny that. But other than that, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Leave in the comments below. Let me know how you feel, and I'll see you later. Peace out.